Hello and welcome back to the Beyond Wrestling and to my predictions for the NXT Great American Bash. And yeah, this is obviously an interesting looking show. There's some big matches on here and some other matches on there as well, which I'm intrigued by. Obviously, some with titles on the line, some are not. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. We're going to start things off with kind of the fallout from the whole Dark State split. Shogun Sugars versus Dean Lennox. And yeah, this is an intriguing one because obviously Sugars has been kicked out of Dark State. And you know, I feel like he kind of needs a big win if he really wants to establish himself alone. But at the same time, if Dark State kick him out and end up losing their first match against him on pay-per-view, I don't know, maybe it doesn't look great. I guess maybe we'll get some interference from Dark State, which maybe could help them. But I feel like NXT does seem quite behind Sugars. So I'm going to say, in the end, he might come away with the victory here. So yeah, I'm going to say that. Moving on into Miles Bourne versus Tavian Heights for the North American Championship. And yeah, this is another interesting one. I'm personally a big fan of Miles Bourne. I think he's great in ring worker. Tavian Heights as well. I think it's very good, but at the same time, I just think at the moment I'd like to see a bit more of Miles Bourne with the belt. I know he's had it for a little while now, but yeah, I've enjoyed what he's done with it for the most part. So yeah, I would like to see him personally carry on, but at the same time, I wouldn't be against Tavian Heights. And I think they'll produce a really fun match here. But for me personally, I think we're going to see Miles Bourne retain here. We have Shalila Hill facing off against Tristan Angels, and yeah, this is an interesting match. I think you know, both of these guys seem to have been well built up in AEW, and I wouldn't be surprised to see either of them going for a title soon. But at the same time, I'm really a big fan of Shalila Hill, and I hope this kind of gives him a big win. One that I kind of feel like he's been needed to really put over some of the good work he's been doing with his character recently. I think Tristan Angels will give him a really fun match. But yeah, for this match alone, I'm going to say it will be Shalila Hill who comes away with the win. Moving on into the speed match, and yeah, it's Ren Sinclair against Ariana Grace. I mean, yeah, you probably know my feelings about speed matches by now. I'm not a massive fan of them, to be honest. I just don't really feel like we get enough time. But at the same time, I think Ren Sinclair has done some decent stuff with the belt so far. Ariana Grace, obviously, it's only decided on the last episode of NXT. So yeah, bit of a sudden choice. Personally, I'd like to see a bit more build before we really give Ariana Grace about. I think, yeah, for me, it's got to be Ren Sinclair to retain here, and yeah, hopefully they make the most of the small time that they have. As we then move on to the women's North American title match between Zarya and Tatum Paxley, and yeah, I kind of feel like a title change is in the offing here. I think Zarya's had a decent run with the belt, but at the same time, I do feel like maybe it could be time for a change. I'm a big fan of Tatum Paxley as well. I think if you gave her a belt, she would do really fun things with it. So yeah, I think that could be an option to go. I think it's two of the top women's performers in NXT as well, so I think it will be a fun match, but I think we might get title change here. I'm going to say it'd be Tatum who gets the dub. Moving on into the NXT Championship with Tony D'Angelo taking on Naraku, and yeah, this is another intriguing match. For me, I think obviously Tony D's had an okay start to his title reign, but Naraku, obviously Evil in New Japan, came in as a big star, so it's going to be very interesting, that one. I don't really feel like he's going to take the title the first time. I think it could maybe be a match or two before we get it, but I do think Naraku will eventually come up. But in this match alone, I'm going to say it will be Tony D'Angelo who comes away with the victory here. Moving on into the NXT Women's Championship match, and we've got Lola Vice versus Kendall Gray. And yeah, this is another interesting match. Vice is another one who won the title relatively recently, I think around WrestleMania time. And yeah, since then she's had an okay reign, but I feel like at the moment NXT's priority is kind of Gray, and I feel like they are setting up for a big title change here. I think, you know, Kendall Gray, she's worked hard, she's improved a lot for me, and I feel like it is really her time to win the title, and I think she will get it here. I think we'll get a new champ. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.